What's up guys, this is Vanilla, not the flavor, but just a sweet. And yes, there is no video at the TV today because my topic for today is not about anime or manga or video games. Oh no, you're losing your shit! I'm not talking about anime or manga! Well, that's because today I want to talk about my own culture. You see, I just went back from a conference, not really a conference, but it's an awarding. Anyway, there was a lot of international students and they came together to form a friendship and understanding association. Anyway, that kind of thing. And once I saw that, and there was a lot of people there was African, there were Indians, there were Arabians, there were Koreans, of course they're Koreans, this is the Philippines. And I realized that they had their own set of language. But then got me thinking, what's the language of the Philippines? Now, this may seem like an easy feat, to answer this question. The first thing that comes to mind is that Filipinos talk in Filipino. However, what is the Filipino language? Well, most of you might be thinking, it's Tagalog. Everyone speaks Tagalog in the Philippines. Well, that's not really the case. Now, before I continue this argument, let me just state Article 14, Section 6 of the Philippine Constitution of 1987. National language of the Philippines is Filipino. As it evolves, it shall further be developed and enriched to the basis of existing Philippine and other languages. Subject to provisions of law and as a Congress may deem appropriate, the government shall take steps to initiate them and sustain the use of Filipino as a medium of official communication as a language instruction in the educational system. Long story short, Filipino is a national language. But what exactly is the Filipino language? According to Father Joaquin Bernas of 2009, there is a difference between Filipino and Filipino. Filipino is the original form of Tagalog, while Filipino is the language of the Philippines as a whole. Now you might be thinking, yes, you just answered the question. That means that Tagalog is the one and only language in the Philippines. But I tell you right now, that is fucking bullshit. Now, if you're a foreigner, you might not understand this, but in the Philippines, we have more than one language. And these are languages from each region of the Philippines. Filipino is just one of them. There's also Ilocano. There's also Bisaya. There's also Waray, which I think is still in Bisaya, but it's still Bisaya. There's Cebuano, which is, I think it's still Bisaya. And then there's also Kapampangan, which is totally different. And there's a lot more. There's also the language that the Bajaos use. And there's a lot of languages in the Philippines, and I just can't count them all. Now, if you don't believe me, I'll talk in at least two of these languages. Maybe two, yeah. I'll talk in two languages. The first one is Tagalog. Ngayon, pag nagsasalita kasi ako ng Tagalog, naintindihan naman siguro. Pero, yung mga hindi naman kasi nakakaintindi ng Tagalog, kunyari, Ilocano naman siya, or Ibaloy, kunyari, na hindi masyadong marunong mag-Tagalog, nahihirapan sila makaintindi sa akin. Pati na yung mga Bisaya, kasi meron din sa sa parte ng, hindi ko lang kung Cebu yata, or hindi ko lang, basta pag Bisaya kasi, I think sa Cebu nga yun. Ngayon sa Cebu kasi, pag nagsalita ka ng Tagalog, hindi ka nila sasagutin. Kailangan mong talaga magsalita ng either Bisaya or Cebuano, o kahit mag-English ka na lang. Kasi, hindi sila sumasagot sa Tagalog talaga eh. Mas magandang mag-English ka na lang, o kung marunong ka, mag-Bisaya ka. Advantage mo yun actually pag nakapagsalita ka ng Bisaya, kasi nakakaintindi ka na ng salita ng Bisayas. Pati sa Mindanao, Bisaya din ginagamit nila eh. Kaya kung nakakaintindi ka din lang naman ng Bisaya, di good for you. Ako konti lang alam ko eh. Konti lang talaga alam ko, kaya hindi ako masyadong marunong mag-Bisaya eh. Next is Ilocano. Nagriga to eh. Ang kuha mo nga Ilocano, basit lang. Ken ang kuha mo. Jananang kote Ilocano. Hang kuha mo nga Ilocano. Apay. Nagriga ta Ilocano. Ang kuha nga usaran ti Ilocano Tagalog ak jay balay eh. Tagalog ak jay eskwela. Tagalog lang. Ay, apo. Ibaluyak. Igurutak eh. I'm igurot eh. Ken ko amo nga Ilocano ken ag ibaloy ken ag kangkanaay hangko amo. So you can see the distinction between the Tagalog language and the Ilocano language. And I'm sorry, I am not really that good in Ilocano. Which is weird because I've stayed here in the Cordilleras for the rest of my life. But anyway, you can see how these languages are totally different from each other, and yet the Tagalog language is the only language that the foreigners know. Now that we're clear on that, let's move on to my next subject on the topic. Now in section 7, it states that for purposes of communication and instruction, the official language of the Philippines are Filipino and, until otherwise provided by law, English. Now here's the sad part. The regional languages are the auxiliary official language in the regions and shall serve as auxiliary media of instruction therein. So basically, language such as Ilocano or Kapampangan are only regional languages and not national languages. And what's funny is that we still take Spanish and Arabic. However, I understand why they call it regional languages and they still consider Spanish and Arabic languages, because as said in section 6, these are maybe in the future be developed and sustained, or sustained and enriched, basing it on the Philippines and other languages. Because the Constitution already promulgated in Filipino English and it's already translated into the regional languages. In fact, there's actually major and minor regional languages. Like I said before, there's Ilocano, but there's also Isneg. I think Isneg is also a subcategory of Ilocano. And there's also Arabic. They also translated the Constitution in Arabic and also Spanish. But what I like about this part of the Constitution is section 9, which practically answers every question that I have, which is the Congress shall establish a national language commission composed of representatives of various regions and discipline, which shall undertake and coordinate and promote researches for the development, propagation, and preservation of Filipino and other languages. So basically, they're not really throwing away the fact that there are other languages in the Philippines, but there should still be a central language in the Philippines in order for them to understand each other, because the Philippines is an archipelago. I mean, with 7,107 islands, you wouldn't expect everyone to speak the same language. And so with this central language, which is Filipino, maybe they would be able to unite each other, and it worked. We could finally understand each other. And that's why the Filipino language is not just Tagalog, or is not just Ilocano or Cebuano or any other regional language. It's just that Tagalog is the central language out of all the languages. And this is something that I wanted to share to non-Filipinos or people not living in the Philippines, so that you might be able to understand what our language is. Because really, it's very complex when you think about it, and it's not really that easy. But if you have knowledge, if you plan on going here in the Philippines, then I advise you right now, if you're going wherever in the Philippines, for example, you're going here in Baguio, it's a big advantage for you if you can speak in Ilocano, or better if you can speak in Ibaloy or Kapampangan. Sorry, Kangkanaay. Anyway, that's all for me today. Sorry, it's not related to anime and manga. I just really wanted to share this because it's panagbanga, and I don't know why I share this because it's panagbanga. But anyway, I just wanted to share these to you guys, and I hope you learned a thing or two. And if you did, leave a like and also subscribe down there for more videos like this. As always, this is vanilla, not the flavor, but just the sweet.